Thank you for joining me. If this is not your first time on my channel, welcome. If you have already subscribed to my channel, thank you very much. I do not take it for granted. If you haven't subscribed, I hope you sure do. If this is your first time on my channel, welcome. My name is Hildah Anyango. Stick around. In today's video, we'll be talking about toxic productivity culture and hustle culture. I know a number of you have heard of this. There's a lot of trend happening right now all over social media of people being productive and talking about what they do in their day, in their week, how much they're doing, how successful they are, how much work they put into their days. From what I understand about productivity culture, it is constantly working towards something or working on something. Mostly you find that it's either working towards your goal or attaining some sort of success in life, such things. It's hard for me to go like a day without running into some content talking about productivity, and I've found myself in positions where I've seen such content and felt motivated to do something with my life or like just get something done, whether it's just about cleaning my space. But then you find that in as much as this can be very motivating and all that, it might have some really negative impacts on someone. So, what is it that is so toxic about productivity culture? Well, as we said, everything has their positive side and their negative side, and it's all about having a balance. These things won't come to you just sitting in your house, so of course you have to put in the work. And you find that in as much as being productive is a very good thing, people have overly romanticized the idea of productivity and hustling, and somehow they are just glorifying the idea of overworking, having too much to do, spending long hours working and all that. Basically just being workaholic at the expense of every other thing, be it their social life, their mental health, their physical health. And that is not a good thing. That has never been a good thing. And I think I talked about this when I was in a few videos ago on my channel. If I'm not able to link it down below, maybe you can try and check my previous videos. It's titled Burnout, yes. So there I dive more into the idea of working so much at the expense of your health to the point that you're no longer even productive because you are fatigued, you're stressed. Most people are relating productivity to their self-worth, their success, and their value, where they tell themselves that if they're not productive, if they don't have two paying jobs, if they're not doing so much, then they're not successful, or like they're not worthy, or you see, they relate it to their own personal value, which is not something anyone should do. There's this thing that has been trending for a while now called kuomoka. So everyone is striving to kuomoka. Kuomoka basically is, I'd define it as achieving success. That's just how I understand it, the term kuomoka. And you find that everyone is in some sort of race to omoka. You're trying to omoka as fast as you can. So you find that some people are relating this to their self. If you're not kuomoka, if you're not omokad, like you're not successful and you're not that valuable, you diminish your own value. I find that a very negative thing, to regard yourself as not valuable just because you haven't achieved something. And then you find that for most people, the more they try to be productive, you see they're putting in so much effort in whatever they're doing. They are working so hard, they're spending more time. Some people don't even sleep because they have a lot of and you have a lot of things to do, you see. So you find that at the end of the day, they'll feel so stressed when they're not able to achieve what they were aiming at, because there's a goal, there's a destination they're trying to reach. So when they don't reach it after putting in so much effort, it also affects how they feel, how they view themselves. Being productive is a very good thing. Trying to achieve your goals, you see, that's something very good. But then it becomes very toxic when you're constantly working without even considering your well-being. As I've said, some people don't sleep. you find they have maybe they have 2 jobs, 2 paying jobs, or even 3, or they're trying to build a business. 24 hours is not enough for them. They have to use the time they would have spent sleeping, they have to use it to do something so that they can do much. On top of that, some people don't even take time to socialize or like make friends, because that time they would have spent socializing with others, they'd much rather spend it working on something, trying to complete a task. Another thing I find totally toxic about the whole idea of hustle culture and productivity culture is constantly comparing yourself to others. We know that we are not all the same, we are not all blessed the same. We live in very different environments, and different things affect us differently. So you find that you might be trying to compare yourself to someone who is maybe waking up at 5 a.m., hitting the gym and all that, and then you feel like, because I don't wake up at 5 a.m., I'm not doing enough, or like I'm not being productive. You find that even if you try to wake up at 5 a.m., maybe you'll go to the gym and do all that stuff, then you're so tired for the rest of the day that you can't even get any other thing done. Or you're trying to become a billionaire, but you can't become a billionaire in one day. So you are like constantly stressed because you feel like you're falling behind in life. You feel like you're not moving as fast as you could. You're trying to catch up with people who are already way ahead of you. And I know most of us we've gotten to this point. Personally, I know I have, to a point where you feel like you're just playing a game of catch up, because you're trying to catch up with some people. Like you start to feel bad about yourself maybe, and you have to remember that we're not all the same. We face different challenges in life. We can't some people have an advantage over you, maybe in terms of support they get in their life, so they're able to achieve so much in very little time. So you have to be self-aware, know your strengths, know your weaknesses, and know your limits. When it comes to comparing yourself to others, something that I used to see when I was in high school, I was in a class where people were like very focused. I can say they were like, you see those people who are, you see them, they are like constantly reading, constantly doing group discussions and all that time. So there's something our teachers used to call positive peer pressure, which is something very good, of course. But you find that now people are trying to compete who is going to be in class the first one. Nani atafika class 3 a.m. Like, I know, okay, some people can do it. There are people who read better in the morning, or they understand stuff better in the morning. But some people struggle to wake up. Hinting, some people struggle to wake up that early in the morning. So you find you're competing with someone to wake up at 3 a.m. You both go to class at 3 a.m. Then you spend from 3 a.m. to like maybe 6 a.m. That's the whole morning preps. Yeah, you spend it sleeping, because that is not how you are built, you see. So maybe if you just woke up at 5 a.m., go to class, read, you have to do what works for you. Basically, what works for you, that's what you have to do, rather than comparing yourself to others, and at the end of the day you are doing more harm than good to yourself. As I had mentioned earlier, productivity is about trying to achieve your goals, working towards something or working on something. It is important that you put effort into what you want to achieve. But then while doing that, you have to make sure that, I'm not trying to sound so cliche, but you have to work smart rather than hard. From the example I've given about high school, where you want to wake up at 3 a.m. because everyone else is waking up early, so that you seem like you're doing too much, you see. Okay, basically you're doing too much, but like so that you seem like you're being productive, you see. So for me, what I'd recommend on that is, like, rather than waking up at 3 a.m., which means you haven't slept enough, you just wake up at a reasonable time for you. make good use of your time. There's this thing I had a while back that the time that you have is the time that it will take you to complete a task. So yes, make time to work on your goals or work or do your work and all that, but then use it wisely so that you don't have to like make up for the time you've lost. Then you're making up for the time you feel like you lost doing something else, you see. So you have to make good use of your time. Whatever time you have, you make it work for you, and then you can't do everything all at once. So you have to take it one day at a time, take it one step at a time, and take time to like celebrate and enjoy your achievements. You see, I have this problem whereby I might achieve something very major. I've achieved a lot of things. I'm not even kidding. I have, but then instead of celebrating my wins, like taking time to congratulate myself and live in the moment and enjoy it, I'm thinking, okay, now what next? Some people also fall in that category whereby you might find someone has maybe managed to build a business, and instead of being like, okay, take time to appreciate the hard work you put into it and being able to get there, you even now start working even harder. You can always make another goal once you achieve the one you are aiming at, but then take time to enjoy the hard work you put into this particular goal that you have achieved. Appreciate yourself for that. Congratulate yourself. Don't put so much pressure on yourself that now you still have to do so much more. Of course, you might still have to do much more, but then don't stress yourself about achieving so much more that you don't even take time to enjoy what you have already achieved. At the end of the day, your greatest wealth is your health. So you have to take care of your own well-being, take care of your mental health, because you might be struggling so much to be productive, taking on all this work, being a workaholic, less sleep, not even taking time to enjoy your time, like maybe have a rest or maybe enjoy some things you love, like maybe swimming, singing. You see, you're not doing any of that fun stuff because you're so focused. The girl is focused. You're so focused on achieving something that you don't even take time to enjoy life or like make friends, socialize. And it has been mentioned over and over again that sometimes you might be doing too much to a point that you're not even productive at all, because you find that maybe you've worked so hard to the point that your mental health is struggling, your physical health is struggling, so whatever you're doing, you're not even productive at it. Maybe you're just doing it because you have to get this done, just ticking off things off your to-do list, but then whatever output you're giving out is not even worth it. It's substandard. Rather than if you just took on what you can manage, you do the best you can and give the best out of it. Remember to take care of yourself first, so that when you feel good, you're able to do good and you're able to do, I don't want to say more, but like you're more productive if you're healthy, your mental health is not struggling, you're well, you see. Yeah, that's why I always believe in, if you've worked so hard to the point that you feel like maybe you're fatigued or you're tired, you take a day off. Or you don't have to take a day off sleeping the whole day, but maybe you take a day off to go hang out with your friends, then do some self-care, you see, something like that. So that you're not always just thinking about working 24/7, like no rest for the wicked. But yeah, you take some time off. Maybe you take a mental health day to go hiking, you see, something like that. But then you find a balance between your work, your life, your social life. Everything is about finding a balance. So now for my parting shots, yes, it's important to work towards your goal. It's important to want to achieve something in life. Success is very sweet, but then remember that your life, your well-being is also very important. Your mental health is very, very important. So take care of your mental health, use your time well, put in the effort. I'm not saying don't work towards your goal. Definitely work towards your goal, but do everything, find a balance. Make sure as you're putting in the effort, you're also considering your own mental health, your physical health, and your whole life all the sectors of your life basically. Maybe you're building friendships, making memories. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and ensure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed by now. I really appreciate it. It's very beneficial for my channel. Thank you very much for joining me today. Remember to smile for no reason and give others a reason to smile. Until next time, bye.